Okay, namaskar. Hari Anant, Hari Katha Ananta. The Lord is infinite, and there is endless story about the Lord. So I'm going to narrate one story, one incident today. I had shared this story some time ago. It is about a neighbor of our Guru, Sri Sri Anand Murti ji, Baba we call him. And he was living in Jamalpur, and there was a neighbor who was living there. He has no idea that such a great personality live nearby, the neighbor. He has no idea. And Baba's younger brother, the Manas Ranjan Sarkar, was his childhood friend. His name was Rameshvar ji, who became A'c Rameshvar. So Rameshvar ji, used to see Baba and in his family, because he was the close friend of his youngest brothers, Manas Ranjan Sarkar. From the childhood they were friends. In school, they studied together. So he used to go there all the time. And finally he became adult. And Rameshwarji got a job, and he kept this relationship with all his family. So one day he was in the government office. So one day what he see, which was very surprising for him, there was a person called, his name was Nagina Dada, we call him Nagina ji. He is a very famous person in Anand Marga. And he was a government official, and he was very rough and tough government official, So one day he find, in front of Baba's house, food there standing, in very simple clothes. And there was this person who was a high official standing, and there was a pile of garbage in front of street, and he was in very simple way. So he came. When he recognized, he ran, Rameshwar ji, and he said, "Sir, how come you are here?" And he was quiet and said, "Oh, did you come to see Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar? Because some people used to come, but he didn't know much about him." He said, "Yes." "You know him?" he asked Nagina ji to him. "Yes, I know him from childhood. I live here. Because I know his brother is my classmate." So, "Oh, okay. So what do you know?" He said, "No, I know he's a brother. That's it. That's all I know. "Oh, I see. Okay." So anyway, and he said, "Okay, one thing you do, when this Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar comes, you leave this place, you hide yourself, And immediately Baba opened the door. That time he didn't know, so he hid himself. And of course he went inside, and then Baba came after some time, and he hid himself, and he was watching, and he saw that Baba he was taking him somewhere, he didn't know. So he just followed Baba and Nagina ji. And he didn't do anything, he was just hiding. He secretly watching what is happening. He went to some distance where there was some overbridge of train station, and after that he came back. So next day, or after some time, when he went, again he met in the office to Naginaji. It was, the story was over, nothing happened. And when he saw this Nagina Dada in the office, Naginaji said, you are invited, you are asked to visit him 6 o'clock, and you must be reaching 5 minutes before 6. If not, then you will not be allowed. And he didn't say anything. Naginaji didn't say anything. Why? He didn't say he's my guru or meditation or anything. He said he wanted to see you. So he was very curious. And you will be standing in the same place where I was standing. So exactly 6 o'clock, he said, at least 5 minutes before you reach there. So this Rameshwarji went there 5 minutes. And there was one other person came there. I'm forgetting his name. So there was one other person came. He also was there and watching. They came. So finally, Baba opened the door and they were invited to go inside. So they went inside and so they sat there, So there was one chair, and there was 2 chairs in the room. One chair Baba sat, and there one other and there was one cot there. So the people sat there, So anyway, they met there, and then Baba, he was asking me, "Oh, you came first time?" to the other person who was there. So he said, "Yes, Baba, this is my first time to see you." Then Rameshwarji said, "Oh, Baba, I came also first time." Baba said, No, you have been many times here." But yeah, he was just seeing the first time to meet him like this, But he said, "You have come so many times, but he came first time. So you go out." So he was a bit nervous. Why Baba asked him to go out? He made a mistake or something. That, he had visited so many, but he was saying that he came first time also. So anyway, he went out, and then, and after some time, this person, he was just waiting outside, and after some time he left, he went out, Then Rameshwarji came in the room, and he didn't know anything. Baba didn't say anything, and he found that there is only one chair, and there was, there is no chair for him. So he sat on the ground. Baba asked him to sit on the ground. Baba changed completely there, and he was sitting. When he saw the Baba, he was something change came in his Baba's expression and things. Anyway, so Baba taught him some things. He did not know what it was. He didn't know that he learned meditation. That's what he said. That he learned some things, and then he started to practice whatever he was told to him. So like this, he came in contact of Baba or his neighbor. Now he learned the meditation. There were other neighbors, His name was Lakshmi Narayan Sahu. So he said, they have this conversation between these two, between the Rameshwarji. There are some people come here, and Baba look like some kind of a boss or like a guru to people. He go, he's walking in the front, and people are walking behind him. It's like there's something important. Do you know something? So he said, "No, I don't know anything." Rameshwarji, so every time he come, whenever the neighbor see him, and he ask, "Do you know something about it?" He said, "No." So there was just like there's some talk in the neighborhood, So what is going on, and they were not allowed to talk about Baba. That thing is like that. All the know everything. So one day, Rameshwarji went in field work with Baba. There was nobody else. So he asked, he put a question before Baba. He's asking Baba, why are you telling me to tell lie? Baba said, I did it. He said, no, you are a guru and you are this and you are telling us that, tell us not to tell about it. He said that, he said, if you tell, it's not no lie, he said. You are doing for my welfare. Baba said, it is doing for my welfare. If you tell the people, my place will be overcrowded. So I have some big plan. No one knows those days, 1955, about Baba or world or Anand Marga, anything. There was nothing, It was 1955, So I have a big plan for the world, So for that, I don't meet many people, or around me. We are only talk about your ideology, not about me. So you can talk a little bit. So in this way, Baba kept hidden himself in Jamalpur for years and years. Nobody, knew about him. Even his neighbor could not understand him. I had told you last time that his brother was initiated, with one of Acharya. And he didn't know who was the guru of Anand Margas. So it took an year to know about him when he went to DMC, and he asked the person, who is the guru, and say it is on the stage. Oh, and then he said, oh, my dada, means his brother. And then he said, yes, your dada is the guru. And then the moment he said that he is a dada, is a guru, he just went into samadhi. And then, he became very abnormal. And, his Acharya went to Baba and said, it will be fine, it will be okay. So Baba, kept hidden, for years and years in Jabalpur for him. There were many things about his life. Rameshwarji talked about that he was such a, fortunate person, that he had almost every day's Baba's darshan, he visited every day almost, because they used to play from childhood, so he was knowing him, but he didn't know that he was such a great personality. It was the Naginada who was, one of the official. Through him, he came in contact of Anand Marga. So this is one story. Other stories about him was one, what about him is, yes, once, he got transferred from there, because he was living in Jamalpur and then because he didn't need the house, he rented his house, but his house, so he moved to Patna, but there was somebody in the neighbor who was disturbing his tenant, so nobody wanted to rent his house basically. So it was big problems. So he went to Baba and he asked, what should I do, Baba? There is this person, I can't. Baba, they were so close, they used to talk all kind of. He said, you sell your house. He said, Baba, that is my house, how I can sell? He said, no, you sell and you'll get, wherever you go, you'll find a house. So there's no problem for you. So by this, but there was no one buyer, there was no buyer for his house. Finally, the criminals who were disturbing all the tenants, he bought the house. So he went, to collect his money. Then, even he didn't get the full price. In the way, he was cheating him, She got angry, and he said something like, you will face some consequences, because you are cheating me. He said in the anger. And it so happened that person, the person who was a criminal, who cheated him, who was disturbing this, he died. So he went to Rameshwarji, went to see Baba, and Baba said, you did bad things. You should not have said, that you'll face the consequences. You are a sadhaka. Whatever you will say, it will happen. So never do these things. So we have to be very careful, to using the word, ever in anger we have to keep under control, So basically, sadhak, spiritual people have to control on everything. There was other story about them, that one day these two went to visit Baba, and some other people came to also visit. The two person, the Rameshwarji and other person who got initiated. And they said, these are two Margis, two new people, that not Margis, these two new initiates. Teach them Jama Niyama. They were never even Baba, they were not even explained Jama and Niyama. I always think about it that, in Anand Marga, when we teach, there are so many things to teach. So when someone get initiated in Anand Marga, in a spiritual path, we should cram so many things in the head. We should give things in a small and a small and a small. That will be good for the person. It was just like, you see, Baba gave us sadhana. In the beginning there was only sadhana. Then Baba gave this Jama Niyama and sadhana. I think he was there, but even didn't have time to teach Jama Niyama. And then after some time he gave the 15 Silas, Then after many years Baba gave us Kirtan. After many years, it took 15 years to give Kirtan, Bhavanam Kevalam, And then it took another more than 32 years to give us Prabhat Sangeet, musics, then Guru, Panchajanya, then, Guru Sakash. It took almost how many years? So many years, So it seems to me that when we bring people in Anand Marga, we should teach things step by step. Don't put so many things, because Anand Marga has so big philosophy, so many things practice. So new people, may get confused or get complicated, and they will not be able, they will be afraid to practice and follow. So that's what I wanted to say, that we know it's just like, if we can get bit by bit, then people can digest it, Otherwise, it's like overeating. It will create indigestion, and people will live. So better, to provide people, in a small quantity, just one by one things. So that's all I wanted to say today. Namaskar. Thank you. I don't know.